welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be looking at this. So this is the Disney film Mulan. It came out in 1998. This is the animation. This is actually the last Disney princess of the... Sorry, it's 9:14 at night. Of the Disney Renaissance. I actually saw this in theaters with my sister. It was probably the last film we saw in theaters together, because it was the summer of 1998. I was 14. My sister would have been 16 at the time. So this is one of my favorite Disney films. I love the music in this, up until seeing Frozen 2, which is now one of my favorites. You can check out its review, done Frozen. But what I love about Mulan is this is a story of a young girl who, in order to protect her family, basically what's going on. Again, this is highly fictionalized, not accurate at all, but still very good, and Disney's first Asian princess. But essentially, she is an only daughter. There are no sons, and and the Huns, as they call them, this is the enemy in this film, are attacking China, and the great emperor is conscripting everybody from the families, and her father is the only male. Now, her father, again, is old. He's injured from the previous war. And so she takes his place. Now, she's not very good. It starts off with her not pretty much being good at being a girl in her culture. She is not quiet. She is not poised. She is not humble in the sense that she's not going to be a perfect wife. She's outspoken, she's brave, she's highly intelligent, she's strong. So she is not the ideal of a quiet, beautiful, dainty wife. And so she goes to see the matchmaker and makes a mess of things. And then her father is conscripted, and she tries to defend him, and he gets mad at her because she is speaking up for her father, and she is female. And in the society, of course, it is very common in a lot of societies, particularly at this time, women were second-class citizens. So she was never supposed to disobey her father, let alone speak to strangers. So her father pretty much gets mad at her, but she realizes that in order to protect her father, she has to pretend to be a boy and go and train for the army. So she cuts off her hair. She puts on her father's armor. She takes his sword. She takes his horse. And she goes to join the army. Now, the sidekick character here is Mushu. Mushu is a dragon. He is summoned by the ancestors to protect Mulan. And alongside him is Cricket, who is a cricket that Mulan's grandmother gives to her as good luck. So, and we do love the grandmother in this because she's very, very funny. So, Mulan goes off with Mushu and Cricket following her and her horse Khan to train in the army while pretending to be a boy and having to hide her identity, which she does. And you see them training and how she uses her intelligence to work her way through the training and impress her sergeant who's in charge. And you see her meet with the other men, and at one point in time they sing about women and like cooking, beauty, essentially being subservient to men, and she doesn't quite fit. And then they are singing this song, because there's a lot of music in this, because it's Disney Renaissance, so all of these are the songs. Her I Am song is Reflection by Christina Aguilera, which is literally one of my favorite songs in the film, because it talks about how Mulan cannot be herself. In her society, she cannot be who she is. So what ends up happening is they come and face the Huns. They first see their devastation. And she uses, again, her intelligence with fireworks to create a avalanche. Unfortunately, in the process, she's injured and she's found out that she is a woman. And so her entire troop abandons her because she lied to them and she is female, and therefore she is invisible. But after they have left and she's still stuck on this mountain before basically gonna head home, she sees the Huns come out of the snow. So she's racing to inform everyone that no, they're not defeated. But of course, when she gets to the city and they're walking down the main road of the Imperial City, they ignore her because she's a woman and she's invisible. Until the head of the Huns, I think Shan Yu, could be, let me bring this up, our characters here. Don't even know the, because he doesn't really, no, Shan Yu is somebody else. But yeah, the head of the Huns is pretty much is going to kidnap the emperor. So he basically gets in and holds the emperor hostage. Well, Mulan then convinces her friends to dress up as concubines and use sashes to climb into the palace and kind of sneak past the guards and able to kill them. And then she has a big fight with the head of the Huns, and she rescues the emperor and defeats them using, again, her intelligence and her quick-wittedness, and Mushu helping, and is able to win an award from the king, or from the emperor. And he pretty much tells her, you can have anything you want. And she's like, I just want to go home. And so she goes home, and her father is proud of her. And then at the very end, you have her sergeant shows up and wants to talk to her. And she asks him to stay for dinner. And of course, you hear Grandma in the background like, can you stay forever? Which is absolutely hilarious. And that is the gist of this. So that's what I love about Mulan's character. She's very different from a lot of the princesses at that time. This has nothing to do with a boy. She's not an actual princess. She is doing something to protect her family. And she changes her position in life by pretending to be someone else to protect her family and to protect her father. So, and she uses her intelligence and her wit to save the day. And I will be reviewing the live action, which I heard messes that up. Because again, it's not about magic. There's no magic in this at all, with the exception of Mushu. And Mushu's just annoying. And he's voiced by Eddie Murphy, and he's comic relief. So that is his place. But Mulan as a character doesn't use magic. There's no magic. There's nobody rescuing her. She takes care of herself. And she does this using her own mind and her own intelligence to show that she can be who she is and still technically be part of this society, which of course is not true in real life. This is based loosely on a legend of this area of the world. It's not necessarily China. I believe it's further north around the Mongol Empire anyway, is where she comes. She's not Han Chinese, as it is portrayed both possibly in this. This is very much of a mismatch of things. And the live action, which I will be reviewing once I watch it. It's one of those, how bad is this going to be? We will see. But again, in this, it's that love of that character. It's the love of the Mulan character, of how intelligent she is, how she wins over people, not with magic, not with beauty, but with her brains. So she's a great princess to look up to. It's interesting to look a little bit at Chinese legends. This is extremely inaccurate. They do a lot of mishmash here. But it's still fun. It's a fun movie with a great soundtrack and a really good message about having to try to be yourself and accepting who you are. And using your brains and your wit to win the day and win over people who, when you're in your true form, will ignore you. So I do very much love the character of Mulan in this film because of who she is and how smart she is and how she shows girls that they too can participate in warfare using intelligence and strategy over brute force. Because again, she's smaller, and yes, she's very intelligent. She can be decently strong, but again, it's strategy and wit and being able to think on her feet that wins her the battle and respect of her people and her family. So that is it for this review. I will be doing Chinese Asian history. So we are going to be covering Mulan. I'm going to be covering live action. I'm going to be covering Mulan 2, which I have no idea what is. It's one of those direct-to-video sequels. So we will see. Yes, we're going to be doing quite a few of those. I'm going to be doing both of the Cinderellas this year. So we'll see how those came out, because there was a lot of direct-to-video sequels at this time period. Some of them better than others. PC, The Lion King 2. The review, not the movie. Don't watch the movie. It's not any good. It's really not. Watch Lion King 1.5. That's better. And the live action is bad. Very, very bad. You can check out those reviews too. Frozen 2 is not a direct-to-video sequel, as you are very aware, and it is also very, very good. So we will see what Mulan 2 is. The Little Mermaid 2 isn't very good either. So we will see. We will see. So 2 for 2 on these direct-to-video sequels. And again, Cinderella has 2 of them. So we'll get to that. So I am also probably going to cover Raya and the Last Dragon on this. Originally I was going to do Mulan or Moana, but I think I'll save her for a different time because she needs a little bit more focus. Because they do have 2 films, and I want to be able to give her a little bit more due diligence and focusing on the Pacific Islanders as well. So if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. I am covering Asian History Month. This is May. I'm filming this in February. It's February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. So I already covered Frozen and the Snow Queen in January. I did The Lion King and African folk tales in February. So that's what's going on when I'm filming this. I did Brave and more Celtic fairy tales in March, and I did The Little Mermaid in April. So now we're doing Mulan here and Raya the Last Dragon here in May. I do believe I'm doing Cinderella next month. If you want more Cinderella before this, I did cover it in depth, including the books. You can check those videos out. I've done that with Beauty and the Beast as well. I am doing all princesses. I already did The Princess and the Frog, which is the reason I didn't cover it this year. So, like and subscribe. Check out the channel, and I will hopefully see you next time. Thank you.